Hello fellow Pokemon trainers, my name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be doing another how to use. But before we start the video, I just want to say that the Power of Us has actually gotten confirmed release dates for the US. So, if you don't know, the Power of Us is the second in the new line of Pokemon movies. Well, new line, I guess the refurbishing of the old line. But it's the technically 22nd and technically, I believe, 23rd movie in the long-running chain? Because I believe I Choose You with the 22nd. It was either the 22nd or the 23rd, which means this would either be the 23rd or the 24th. Regardless, the release dates for this are actually going to be limited in the theater to November's 26th, 24th, and 28th, as well as December 1st, and on unannounced dates for other parts of the world. It did already air in Japan, I believe, so that's a thing. Hello, fellow Majestic bird Pokemon. My name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to use Pidgeot. Now, Pidgeot is a Pokemon that I've liked for a long time, since it was one of the original Pokemon, and I do really enjoy it. There is one thing that makes me kind of weirded out by Pidgeot, though, and that's the fact that Pidgeot comes after Pidgeotto in the evolutionary line. Because the way it goes is it goes Pidgey, then it goes Pidgeotto, and then it goes Pidgeot. Which is kind of odd. I don't get why they did it like that. In fact, I think there's a reason, but I forget what it was. But it's kind of weird how they have that set up, which usually leads to me either saying Pidgeot when I mean Pidgeotto, or Pidgeotto when I mean Pidgeot. Regardless, looking at Pidgeot's abilities, we see it's actually a normal flying typing. So that means we're going to be getting not only the immunity to ground, but also the immunity to ghost types. Which, oddly enough, I don't really think we have to worry about ghost types that much. I mean, even Blacephalon I barely ever see show up anymore, and there's barely any other ghost types that people use except for Mimikyu. And Mimikyu's kind of died down in popularity as well. But then when it comes to weaknesses, we are going to be weak to electric and ice and rock. However, we are going to be getting that resist/not resist to fighting because of our flying typing resisting it, and our normal typing being weak to it, which is going to make it a neutral thing. As we see, Pidgeot's got Keen Eye, that your opponent can't lower your accuracy, and it ignores the evasion boosts of the opponent. So, say Muck was going for Minimize. Okay, not happening, buddy. Just keep building up those Minimizes. I'll be over here, just dancing with these swords for about 1,000 turns, and making my attack, go up to about the 2200s, and then I'll just hit you with the strongest Brave Bird you've ever seen. Disclaimer, I don't think Pidgeot actually gets Swords Dance. And then we have Tangle Feet, which means Pokemon's evasion is raised by one stage when it's actually confused. So it's kinda good for going up against those kind of Pokemon you know are gonna try and use Confuse Ray, like Lapras or Milotic, that if it's gonna use Confuse Ray, that Tangled Feet's kinda a good idea to kinda intercept it. But since no one ever uses Confuse Ray, it's kinda unlikely that you ever really see it. And then the hidden ability is actually Big Pecs, which prevents the defense-lowering effects on the Pokemon. So say, Rock Smash had the 50% chance to lower the defense, and it hit Pidgeot. Well, now, that's going to be impossible to lower the defense because of Big Pecs. Ironically, Big Pecs is Talonflame's normal ability, and Gale Wings is his hidden ability. Stats, we see it's actually a base 479 when it's a normal Pidgeot, that we got 83 in the HP, 80 in the attack, 70 in both the special attack and special defense, 75 in the defense, and then 100 in the speed. So we see Pidgeot's got a fair, decent bit going for it. That it's got good amounts of special attack, good amount of regular attack, kind of split and split. It's got tanky amounts of HP that, with max investment, you can get to 370, so it's actually not that bad in terms of tank. And we also have that high speed, that 331 is actually pretty good speed. And then when it Mega Evolves, it actually turns into Mega Pidgeot, and while it does keep the typing, it gets the ability No Guard, which means the accuracy of all known moves by this Pokemon, and all Pokemon targeting this Pokemon, raised to 100. So say, I used Fissure on Pidgeot. Well, now, that Fissure is going to have a 100% chance of hitting it, but it's not really going to actually hit because Pidgeot's a flying type. Or if someone tried to use Sheer Cold. Well, now No Guard's going to have 100% accuracy on the Sheer Cold, and Pidgeot's going to be taking that damage, and it's going to be getting one hit KO by the Sheer Cold. And then looking at the stats of Mega Pidgeot, we see they got a good bit going for them. That we went up in basically defense, we went up to 80. We got 80 in the special defense. We got 121 in the speed, making us very fast. Almost as fast as a Greninja, actually. And we got a whopping 135 in the special attack, meaning with max investment, we can be hitting 405. Guess how much that hurts. Also, is it just me or does Pidgeot's shiny actually seem smaller than regular Pidgeot when it's Mega Evolved? Actually, now that I look at it, so does regular Pidgeot shiny. In the showdown, we see the first Pidgeot set is actually a Choice Banded set. So we got the Choice Band with Keen Eye, we've got Brave Bird, Return, Heat Wave, and U-Turn with the maxed out attack and speed with the Naive Nature. So, as usual, the idea behind this one is we got a Pidgeot, we got it with good amounts of attack and a good physical move pool. Why not make use of it? So we got Brave Bird there as the stab. That Brave Bird, very good power. Kind of bit of drawback when it comes to that damage recipient on your Pidgeot. So, kind of have to be careful about how much you use it. Then we got Return, going to be getting the stab from normal typing, and going to be doing more damage the more your Pidgeot is actually friendly towards you. So if you use just like spam berries on this thing, and you spam all the EV lowering berries and just raise this thing's happiness up to max, then Return's going to be doing a good amount of damage. Then we have Heat Wave as a coverage move that typically Pidgeot's going to see some stuff that it doesn't really want to see, like Steel types, that Steel types, they don't really care about flying type moves all that much. Or, say an Ice type, well, Pidgeot's a flying type, you don't really want to get hit by an Ice type move. So we got Heat Wave there, just as kind of coverage. We have U-Turn just as our pivot move, that we all know what U-Turn does by this point. It's just one move, hit your opponent, and then swap out into the next Pokemon. Now, a good choice to actually pair with Pidgeot would be Galvantula, because Galvantula not only kind of takes care of a couple of Pidgeot's weaknesses, that electric types, you're not really going to do a whole lot to an electric bug type. Not only that, but Galvantula also gets Sticky Web. So, Sticky Web, if you don't know, is a move that is basically an entry hazard, and any Pokemon that lands on it, if it's a grounded Pokemon and not a levitating Pokemon, is actually going to get their speed cut down. Which actually helps Pidgeot a lot, because regular Pidgeot isn't exactly the fastest. That, with max investment, its speed's only hitting 333. So we send out the Galvantula first, and we send out that Sticky Web. Well, then now Pidgeot has free reign to kind of just come in and outspeed pretty much everything it sees. That unless it has the speed booster on it, like a Choice Scarf, Pidgeot's gonna probably outspeed it. And even with a Choice Scarf, I do believe that after a Sticky Web, that would only put its speed back at the normal speed, and the Choice Scarf would basically be canceled out. And then the next set is a kinda scummy Pidgeot set. So we got the Toxic Orb with Keen Eye once again. We've got Agility, Feather Dance, Brave Bird, and Facade with the maxed out attack and speed with the Adamant Nature this time. So with this one, we're kinda relying more on a bit of setup. So we've got Agility there to double our speed, which is basically always going to be the first move you throw out with this set. That you're basically either wanting to use Agility to get your free speed up, or you can use Facade to finish off a Pokemon that has no HP left, like say, a Jigglypuff with 4 HP. Feather Dance, that Feather Dance actually lowers your opponent's attack by 2, so it's a good kinda, okay, I know I'm gonna die, so here, have this lowering, and with Agility, Feather Dance is gonna actually be able to hit first, so we could possibly save ourselves from dying if we actually get the Feather Dance off first. If we're at like 50% of our health, we could get a Feather Dance off and say it's the only second turn of the Toxic Orb going off. So we go down to like 24% of our health. Well, then the Toxic Orb's only going to knock off about 12 after the second turn. So we still have at least one more turn in us to go for a Facade, which is actually going to be getting its power doubled. Brave Bird is our flying type move that with the high damage and the stab, the recoil, kinda something we have to worry about, but overall, Brave Bird's honestly too good of a move to pass up. Facade, which is basically the coup de grace of this set. So Facade, if you don't know, is a 70 base power normal move, which has its power doubled every time the Pokemon is inflicted with a status. So say a Pokemon that had Facade got hit with a Will-O-Wisp from a Sableye. Well, now Facade's going to be getting up to 140 base power, as long as that Will-O-Wisp actually has the Pokemon burned, and then you're just going to be getting a 140 base power move for free. So with this set, it's basically you're trying to rely on a bit of setup. That basically with Pidgeot on this set, you kind of want to send him up against something you know isn't really going to do anything. Like maybe a Ferrothorn. That Ferrothorn, we all know it's rarely ever going to have an attacking move, that most of the time it'll have Protect, Curse, Leech Seed, and Knockoff, or maybe not even Knockoff, it would have something like Stealth Rock, and then Pidgeot can just be like, okay, I know that's not going to do anything to hit me, and I know it's not really going to hurt me that bad if I take a Leech Seed, because I'm probably going to Brave Bird it before it even gets the chance. And you also kind of have a chance to send it out against stuff like Landorus, that Landorus, Ground type, Flying type, and basically first turn, it's always going to throw out the Stealth Rock. So if you see your opponent has a Landorus, it's a safe bet to say they're going to throw it out first turn. So you could throw out your Pidgeot, and then while they're setting up Stealth Rocks, you could go for your Agility, get your speed up, and then the Toxic Orb would actually kick off, giving you that poison, and it would be raising your Facade's power, so you could go for that and do a good amount of damage to the Landorus. Now the reason I say Toxic Orb on this set is very reasonable, is because Toxic Orb doesn't lower your attack like the Flame Orb does. So if you don't know, Burn and Toxic are two very different statuses. One does more damage the longer it's actually in effect, depending on if it's regular poison or badly poisoned, and one damages you, but also has the effect of lowering your attack, which is bad for a Pidgeot. So running a Flame Orb on this set would be pretty counterproductive. Final Pidgeot set is actually a Mega Pidgeot set. So we got the Pidgeot, of course, being a Mega, so it's going to have the Mega Stone with the ability No Guard, and we have Hurricane, Heat Wave, U-Turn, and Roost with the maxed out special attack and speed with the Timid Nature. Now, this set is kind of like the first set, that it's basically kind of a sweeper, that with Mega Pidgeot, it's kind of hard to not be a sweeper. I mean, look at those stats. You're basically built to be a glass cannon. So we got Hurricane there as our flying type move. That Hurricane is actually a pretty good flying move. It actually has a good amount of chance to hit for it having 70 accuracy, and it has that chance to confuse, so it's altogether not that bad. And then we got Heat Wave as a fire type move. That Heat Wave, again, good for countering stuff like steel types that we're not really going to be able to do much damage to, or good for countering stuff like ice types that, of course, Pidgeot doesn't really want to see those. Then we have U-Turn as a pivot move, and of course, we also have Roost as a heal move. Now, Roost, unfortunately, does make you lose the flying typing, so if you're gonna use it, don't use it when there's a Landorus on the field. The reason Roost is on this set and not a normal move is because, one, Pidgeot doesn't have that many normal special moves. In fact, I don't even think it has any, because when I was looking for moves for its sets, I tried looking, and the only real good ones were Facade and Quick Attack. Now, you could run it with a Naive Nature and put on, say, Return again, and max out its happiness, but I kind of feel like with this set, Roost does work a little bit better, just because you have a bit more freedom. So with the Choice Banded set, we're basically locked into what we have to do, meaning we don't really want to go for a healing move, because we would then be locked into that healing move, and we wouldn't really be able to retaliate against something our opponent threw out. But with Mega Pidgeot, we actually have not only the freedom to heal up, but the power to actually hit back once our health is restored. And that is going to be it for how to use Pidgeot. I know this video is probably going to be a tiny bit long because of the starting bit and because of the explanations of these sets, but Pidgeot does kind of take a bit of looking at to actually understand good. So does my grammar, wow. Pidgeot, very good Pokemon, very classic, and just all around awesome. I mean, there's a reason people refer to it as the Jesus Bird Pokemon. Regardless, for now I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on in the future, let me know down in the comments. And if you did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next video.